Hello everyone, this is Vickie Verley. Thank you so much for joining me for your monthly tarot scopes. These monthly mini readings offer a glimpse into what it's really like to have a personal consultation with me. A private reading is much more personal and in-depth. I psychically tune into your energy and get visions and impressions that are specific only to you. If you would like to order a personal reading from me, or check out some of the other products and services that I offer, you can do so by checking out the link below. And now, without further ado, on to the reading. Hello Scorpio! Welcome to your August of 2015 Taroscope and Animal Totem. I can't believe it's August. This is crazy how these timers are flying by. Actually, I need to use my thing. I'm doing you guys first this time. I'm trying to switch it up so everybody gets some good readings, like the fresh ones. Fresh, I shouldn't say good. Hopefully they're all good. Oh, here's a few that want to come out. Wow. Okay, I want to tell you guys too, everybody, a bunch of new things I'm launching. You might be able to see up in the upper right hand corner. Oh, that's nice. I'm going to put it on over here somewhere, but I'm doing a new reading based on your chart for everybody. And those are available on my site. It is because people want me to do remote readings all the time, and I've just shied away from that and shied away from chart readings. But I think this is a good way. It's Journey of the Soul or Journey of the Spirit. I should look that up. Well, you'll see a link to it. I'll put the correct thing. Anyways, it's more esoteric astrology. And there's some examples of what's going on up there that you could take a look at. Also, I'm starting a new interview show. This is something I've been wanting to do for a few years, and it's finally getting underway, called Inside the Creative Spirit. And that is going to be airing on my, there was another card under there, on my channel as well. And you guys can check that out also. But let's take a look at your cards, your tarot cards here for August 2015. Well, the good news is the wish card is in there. So that's always a good sign. I mean, usually when I do a reading, I'll say, if the wish card, if you had a question in your mind that you were hoping to find an answer from the reading, your answer is usually yes. Wish card is real basic, real kind of cut and dry. It's not all that deep. There's a Seven of Cups, which is deeper in the bigger picture. The wish card is very much in the material world. It's very much here and now. Am I going to get what I want? Yes, you're going to get what you want. So that's good. These first few cards out here, though, I have to say, were a little, not sketchy, but a little bit intense here. Look at all these swords together. You got the Nine in reverse and the Ten of Swords. And the Queen of Rods in reverse. So this is somebody that you're dealing with, maybe a female, but really anybody in these general readings, who is in reverse. And there's money around it. It could be a lot of things. What I'm really picking up strong about it, because it's fire, I want to say that this already went down maybe in Leo for a lot of you. When we were in fire sign, when the sun was in fire, maybe some of these times with all this intense energy of the, Mars and Pluto and all that. But there was some intense astrology. I don't have to get too deep into it for you, but that may be what they're talking about here. But at any rate, this could be a lot of things. It feels like there was money loss, or maybe this is, for some of you, this might be somebody you work with, and there was some, disagreements or some issues going on there that were hurtful and problematic. For some of you, this might have been somebody who went through some kind of health crisis, or landed up in the hospital and you had to end up paying out money or losing work, what was else I going to say? There was a third thing that popped in here. Oh, for some of you, this might be some kind of divorce, if not yours, or breakup, If not yours, then somebody else that you're involved in somehow, and there's going to be, hurt feelings and loss of money. So there's something intense around this, but then it clears up. That's the good news. So that's really nice that it clears up. Oh, we are in the time of Leo during this reading, huh, aren't we? What am I thinking? Well, maybe, but we're only in the sign of Leo for a little bit of the month. So, see, this is when you get done first. I don't have all my ducks in a row. I have to see when the sun goes into Leo. Hold on a second. It's usually around the 20-something. It's going to be the 23rd this year. So August 23rd, I'm going to write that somewhere. So the rest of the readings, I know. August 23rd, sun goes into Virgo. So for many of you, this might happen in the first couple of weeks of the month, or this could be, I'm just kind of feeling like this is sort of hanging around, like sort of lingering around from before. And we move into Leo in July, so it could have been what happened in late July as well. Okay, so back to this, but the wish card is there. The Three of Cups is there. There's some positive things there, and there is a falling out. This is the card of usually a breakup of a relationship. Again, it could be not yours, though. Maybe a good friend of yours, and you're hurting. Maybe your parents, if they're still living, or something, or your child, if you're, whatever age you might be. But it might be yours, too. And it's not always a breakup of a love marriage. There's people you work with, or family. It's like a family card, because, if you look at it, it really does have, the whole family here. So this is still that stuff, tied into that. You got this Knight of Cups in reverse, so this could be another negative person, possibly. Maybe a younger person. But maybe it's you. Probably is you, Scorpio. This is the water sign person. And they're in reverse, and they've got their back, not only do they have their back turned to the wish card, but they're looking away from it, and then they're in reverse. So, well, back to and looking away are the same thing. But they're looking, they're in reverse. So people in reverse, a lot of times if it's somebody else, it means, well, there's some issues, there's some, you have conflict with them, or they're causing you trouble or draining you. But if it's you, sometimes it can maybe say that you're not looking at things the right way. Because if you were upright, you'd be looking at this. So there seems to be, you've kind of been through the ringer here. This is what this is looking like. But there is some light here. So we always want to, what is the light here? You do have the wish card, and it's around people. Three of Cups is having fun, being with people, socializing. Sometimes it can be an actual, like a wedding, or holiday, or some kind of big festival, or something that's coming up where there's going to be a lot of people together. That's your salvation. This is the future. This is what's coming in now. You've got tens. You don't get any higher than tens, okay? You got the Ten of Swords, and unfortunately that's, a lot of hurt and pain. And you have the Ten of Cups, but it's in reverse. The Ten of Cups is the most happiness and joy, but in reverse, especially coupled with these cards, it's pretty, so you've come to the culmination. It's not going to get any, it can't get any worse than this. You're down, you hit the bottom, and it's time for the upward spiral here, the upward motion. And it's coming forth, but, if you're brooding, or, whatever's going on here, not only are you going to miss out on the wish card and the Three of Cups and everything, this is nice, this is some good stuff here, but, Empress in reverse, you can make yourself sick. Really, that's what they're saying. And it's not only physically ill; it's like in lack mode. You're not gonna, if you're worrying about money, you're not gonna be able to manifest any money. You got to get out and forget about it. Forget about it. No, but what was I gonna say about? Oh, that saying is worrying is like praying for what you don't want to happen. So get rid of the worry. Know that you've turned a corner with these tens. You got nines and tens. You're definitely turning a corner. And I think for a lot of you too, with so Saturn's back in your sign there. It's dipping back in. So any things that weren't cleaned up before, that you haven't really released, Saturn's going to release it for you, and it might bring up some of this stuff again. And it's not like you're regressing. It could be like, Saturn's there, but, maybe feel like you've lost some ground. That's what I want to say. I have Scorpio rising, and this applies to me too. Like, you were moving full throttle ahead, and then all of a sudden it seems like, oh, I've lost some ground. I'm not, something like your wish. You're on your way to this wish here, and you're coming right along, and then all of a sudden, you know, all this stuff starts happening, and that it seems like, well, maybe the wish isn't going to come true. But the cards are saying the wish is going to come true. And when Saturn starts moving forward and gets the heck out of there, it'll be gone for like 28 years, so we won't have to worry about Saturn anymore. So again, the salvation is 3 of Cups, and it looks like there'll be, when this card shows up, it says there'll be reasons to celebrate. Something you'll be happy and celebrating about here. And that's what you always got to look for. I know it's so cliche and it's easier said than done at a lot of times, but it really is. You know, look at the bright spots, the gratitude, be grateful for the good things. What are the bright spots? Focus on those. Don't keep looking back at this, because it's really over. You're really done with it. You know, with these 10s, we're done. So, and there's another 9, 9 of Swords. So you've got 3 9s and 2 10s. These higher number cards are talking about completion. And with Scorpio, it's at the highest, I mean, Saturn and Scorpio, it's the highest degree. So it's a completion. And when you tie in Saturn, we know that it's this long-standing cycle. And for those of you old enough to remember, think back 28, 29 years ago. What was going on in the mid to late 80s for you guys? You know, some of this stuff could be going all the way back to then, all right? And it's welling up again, or what did you set in motion or set in stone or make your foundation at that time, if you're old enough to remember? And how has it served you? How has it not? How has it come along? How is it different? You know, look at all these things. Okay, so, you know, in addition to the 3 of Cups and the Hangman, we've got the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is somebody who's a positive force. Maybe an air sign person, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. Maybe a happening in air. I mean, I usually try to stay in the month, you know. That's the other thing I should check. When are these new and full moons? We might have an air moon. We certainly should have something in Aquarius. So these are the things I usually write down beforehand. Okay, we're going to have a new moon and the 14th in Leo. And yeah, there will be a full moon. Actually, it's on July 31st. So, well, I want to feel like that could be that soon in Aquarius. Well, we get another full moon actually in August. But I want to come back to that. I just want to check this one thing while we're here before I put the book away. Yeah, there will be a full moon at Pisces also on the 29th. That's officially the full moon for August, but July 31st, because how I was feeling like this was back in July, sort of. So as soon, I want to say as soon as July 31st or the 1st of August, you know, things are changing. Things are changing in August. They're clearly showing us this. There's a change happening. So it could be like as soon as that full moon could be significant as far as some kind of change, especially if you've got some kind of event planned or something going on around there. Definitely go. Definitely attend. Even if you're feeling down in the dumps and Hangman, like you don't want to do anything, do it anyway. Look at the way these cards are facing, too. Here's you looking in the past, moping down, head down, in the vibration of lack. And where is she looking? She's looking off into the future. She is oblivious to all this. She is leaving this behind, or it doesn't even touch her. It blows through the wind like the wind in her hair, right? And she's off going that way. So this is the way you want to go. You know, there's only one way to go, right? Onward and upward. Excuse me, the Hangman. Let me get a little drink of water real quick. The Hangman is some enlightenment, but it's also a card of releasing, I feel, because these things are emanating off of him. You know, he's there to get rid of all his stuff, you know. He's meditating and he's getting enlightenment, but I feel like you will have some enlightenment about it, but not by constantly focusing on it. By taking your attention off of this and, you know, socializing, having fun, being around people, you're going to get some enlightenment afterwards, you know, and you're going to have enlightenment about this all the time. I didn't mention this card. Sometimes people get, you know, you didn't mention every single card, and when I do a real reading, I don't look at every single card. You don't have to read every single card, but this does pertain, and I'll give it a quick run over. You know, this is about moving on, plain and simple, moving on. 8 often refers to 8 years, 8 months, and it's the 8th month coming up. of August. But also, that's, as I've said many times, it's a Saturn cycle. These quarter turns, 7-8 year cycles. So this could be something that was going on 7-8 years also. But in reverse, it just means not moving on, you know, which I talked about. I don't have to, you know, pull in every card and explain every little detail of every little card, because it tells a story. Usually, it kind of tells a story, especially in a personal reading. It tells a story. Speaking of personal readings, I wanted to show you real quick, besides that footage, this is how I do this thing. You know, I start with a drawing of your chart, and I bring it out on the tablet, you know, your chart's here. And then what I do is I draw it live and I talk about it, and then what you end up with is, you know, something like this, with all these drawings and stuff all over it. You get the JPEG of this and the video of, a private video of it. But I wanted to bring that up. I had it over here. But now let's go ahead and take... Oh, I shouldn't have picked the cards up. See, when you get me first, you get me fresh, but I make mistakes. Okay, what is this, the animal totem going to be for Scorpio for August 2015? I think I got it. Ooh, I do have it. Hawk. I know I pulled this one last month for some people, but I don't know if it was you or not, but this card did come out last time. But let's see. I'm going to read what I wrote, and then we can talk a little more about it. Perched high above, you peer down on the world below. Zero in on your target, then act swiftly with a mighty force. You have the ability to soar to vast heights. Well, you know, that's the Scorpio nature anyway. It's represented in the eagle. But similar, you know. It's a raptor, and it's a hunter, and you know, it's a badass of the birds, you know. And Scorpio, you're the badass of the zodiac sometimes, you know, you could be. But, you know, there's the 3 levels of the energy. You know, there's the mean Scorpio who stings. There's the eagle. It's not a hawk, but it's an eagle that soars to great heights, but similar energy. And then there's the gray lizards. And then that's what I was feeling over here when I was looking at those cards with you. I was feeling like in gray lizard mode. Kind of just depressed, despondent. Like, because you were also turning away from the 3 of Cups. You know, the socializing and being around the people. So this is confirmation that, you know, let's not get caught in there. Let's soar above, onward and upward, air, a creature of the air. And the person that was down here was this Queen of Swords, who was an air sign, or, you know, bringing up the energy of air. I don't really have to hold it up. I'm going to put it up on the screen for you guys. So take a look at this card, too. What stands out to you? What are the shapes? It was my intention when I created them that different things would stand out to people there. You know, the thing that stands out to me is the river. And as this is a great segue, and to make sure we turn into my Inside the Creative Spirit interview with J.D. Arichi, the first episode, because he talks about the river. But that's what this is, you know. It's like the river keeps flowing, you know, and you're the water sign. Get in the river and keep going down the flow. Yeah, I'm really excited about this new show. I've been trying to do it for about 3 years, and it's finally come together. I had some issues, and some people saw it go live, and I kept checking it, and it was saying private on YouTube, Google Hangouts. It's my first time with this Google Hangouts thing, and JD and I kind of figured it out together. But boy, so about 50 people saw the raw footage. Somehow the numbers were going up and people were watching it. So if you're one of the 50-some people that I finally deleted it after I downloaded it and I could edit it. But it was downloading and the numbers are going up, and I'm going private, and I don't know what happened. But if you're one of the 50, give it another look, because that was never meant for human consumption. We were at all sorts of mistakes in there, but we were just kind of feeling our way through, and I knew that I was going to edit it down later. Plus, I end up including a lot of the art. So go ahead and check that out. I'm really proud of how it turned out. And if you're a creative, or you know somebody who is, that maybe has something to add to the conversation, tell them to get a hold of me, because I'd like to do it. This is definitely an ongoing series. And I want people from all types of creativity, not just artists. You know, any form of creativity is welcome, and I look forward to delving more and more into this topic, because as you might know if you watch this, it's one of my passions. I'm definitely creative, and it's something I'm passionate about, always have been. Okay, Scorpio, don't forget to check out my channel, and you can tune into some of my other channels from there as well. Remember that, and this is my book, Tarot in the Modern World, which is available on Amazon. If you're watching this to learn how to read tarot, then this might be a book you'd be interested in. Remember that you are love and beauty incarnate, and I'll speak to you soon.